Hello everyone, what's up? Welcome to or back to my channel. My name's Emma. If you're not already, you should definitely subscribe down below. I've got my coffee here and we're about to have a good yap session where I tell you all the advice you need to know for college. Right now I am 1 year post-grad. I went to college from fall of 2019 to May of 2023. So I got my coffee, I got my little jelly cat that I just got like a week ago and I'm literally obsessed with her, and we're going to jump into this advice video. First things first, I'm going to talk about relationships in college. A lot of people say, should you break up with your high school boyfriend if you're going to college, if you're going to separate colleges? There's a lot of controversy over that. Some people say that you should like start fresh, you should break up with your high school boyfriend or girlfriend. In my opinion, I don't think that that's true. For me personally, my boyfriend and I went to the same college. We're also from the same hometown, so it just ended up working out really well. But I think even if we had gone to separate colleges, I wouldn't have broken up just because we were going to college, because I feel like then you're not really giving it a fair shot. If you're willing to break up just because you're going to college and it may not work, then you should just reevaluate the relationship in general, because maybe there's like other issues that you're kind of just using this as an excuse. It's up to the person, but I don't think there's a hard and fast rule of like you should start over when you're going to college. In relation to that though, I think that if you are going to college with people that you're friends with from high school, a lot of people will go to colleges with people that they're friends with and then they choose to room with those people, and I actually don't think that's a good idea. Rooming with people and getting to know people in your dorm hall and your dorm like building is one of the easiest ways to get to know people. I think if you know people that you're going to school with already, you can definitely hang out with them, but I wouldn't suggest rooming with them, because I think that you really need to get to know other people and branch out. And if you have one person who you already know, it might sort of bring you into this pattern where you only hang out with them because you're already rooming together. My first year we lived in a hall that was all girls, so we left our doors open, really put in the effort. You don't have to leave your door open all the time, but I think it's a really easy way because you're all there for the first time, like you're literally all having this experience. Another thing that I want to talk about is like majors, because I feel like this is a very hot topic. There are so many majors at so many different schools. I would say about like half the people know what they want to major in when they're going to school. If your school has a lot of major options, I would say your first year just take general classes. If you think you know what you want to do, take like an intro class for that. I wanted to do psychology, so I took intro to psychology. That's also a really good experience because you can find out if you actually like it or you don't like it. A lot of people change their major. At my school, you didn't even have to declare your major until I think end of sophomore year, so definitely don't feel pressure if you're going in and you literally don't know what to do. First year, I would definitely recommend taking a lot of general courses. If you have requirements, get them out of the way. You don't want to have to be a senior taking an intro to chemistry course to fulfill your science requirement. So get your requirements out of the way. That's what I did, and it was so much better. Okay, now I'm going to talk about some class stuff. First of all, I don't know if this is like well known, but there are unassigned assigned seats. So normally the first time that you go into class, you take a seat. Be careful because that seat is going to be where you're sitting for the rest of the semester. Every time you go in, you take that seat. And it's just like a known thing, especially if you're in classes as a first year with like older students. I personally liked to be in the second row because I didn't want to be in the first row, but I also want to be close to the front and I want to be able to see. So for me, sitting in like the second or third row was always best. I also had small classes though. Like my classes were less than 30 students, so this is obviously different if you're at like a university where they have 400 students in a lecture hall. Second thing is you have to go to class. A lot of college professors have participation as part of the grade. You have to go to class if you want to get good grades. You can miss like 1 or 2 classes. I wouldn't do it a lot. Do not think that you can just never go to class and be fine, because participation and like interacting in class is probably going to be part of your grade. Third thing about classes is that pick your classes carefully in relation to like scheduling. A lot of people say, oh, I can have an 8 a.m. class because I would wake up at like 6 a.m. for high school. Like, no, you're not going to want to do that. Some people like to pick their schedule so they have all their classes on like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then they have Tuesday and Thursday off. I personally liked to have a split. I would like to do 3 classes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 2 classes Tuesday, Thursday, because I was taking 5 classes in total. I also like to have breaks between my classes. I personally would only have maximum of like 2 classes back to back. Just be careful when you're like picking out your schedule. Think about realistically, if you're on a big campus, maybe that'll work better, because if you won't have time to go back to your dorm. I lived on a small campus, so my dorm was only like less than 5 minutes away from where my classes were, so I could go back to my dorm in between classes even if I only had an hour. But you just have to take all these factors into consideration. Are you gonna want to eat lunch at a certain time? Because then maybe don't take a class that's between 12 and 1 if you're gonna want to eat lunch then. I can do like a whole video on things to bring and not to bring to college if that would be helpful to people. The last thing I'm gonna say for this video is prioritize your sleep. Please, please, please prioritize your sleep, because I know people are always like, oh, I want to get out and meet people, say yes to things, which I totally agree with, but you don't have to be going out and doing things every night. If you know that you have classes the next day, please go to bed at a reasonable hour. If I don't get like 8 hours of sleep, it sets off my mood for like the whole next day. So you don't want to get in this cycle where you're not getting any sleep and then you're not performing well in classes, and then you have to do all this stuff to catch up and whatever. If you only have to get like 5 hours of sleep, like good for you, but that's just not how I am. So I think it's important to like listen to your body, and if you're tired, you can say no to things. Like you do not have to be doing things every night. So I obviously didn't cover like literally everything. Comment down below if you have any other questions. I can make multiple parts to this video. Let me know if you want me to do like what to bring and what not to bring to college. Yeah, that is going to be my little college advice video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below. Make sure to follow my social medias down below to keep up with my daily life, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.